as you can see, I've already pulled out a number of things I am going to be using. I have no idea how this is going to turn out, so it should be interesting. However, what I have is I have a couple pieces left of salmon. So what I'm going to do first is I already have some tomatoes here. I've been marinating in a little bit of Italian dressing. I have some leftover celery. And I'm going to chop that up. Everything is going to go initially in this pan with the chicken broth so that this first gets a little bit softened. Then I'm going to add the tomatoes, cook that a little bit, simmer it, maybe add some of the spices, probably just use such a small amount of each. I don't even know if it'll make a difference. Let's chop up this first. Alright, I've chopped up the celery small because I do want it to cook a little bit faster. And this is the pot that I'll be using. Just as a side note, one of the things I hope to do is go camping. I'm looking to do an RV setup, which means cooking less and cooking with a smaller area, so I actually kind of narrowed it down to a couple of pans, this saucepan and a small fry pan. I have chicken broth, and I am going to use that a bit extra because I do want this to simmer for a while. So I would say it's about this depth in the pan. The celery was just enough to cover on the bottom. So I'm going to put this on the stove, and then I'm going to mix a couple of spices to add into this while this starts simmering. And all I'll be using for mixing the spices is just an ordinary glass. And the reason that I'm going to do this in the chicken broth is one, because I do have this around. Alright, so this is a Montreal steak mix. And it's going to be just not even a pinch in there. Cayenne pepper, we do not want a lot of that in. So I am going to put this, it doesn't even cover the end of my finger. I don't think I'll need chicken seasoning because I already have the chicken broth. I've got celery salt, and these are spices at this point I'm really just trying to use up because I don't have a big use for them, and I know there's celery already in there, but it's stuff that I don't have any intention of getting. Again, I got a little bit of black pepper, a little bit of that, so that when I mix these, and I want to thoroughly mix them up in there so they're not. And now I'm just going to chop up the salmon into smaller bits. Alright, so my fish is ready, my tomatoes are ready, this mix is ready. I'm going to move the cameras and then add this into the saucepan for the last step. Alright, as you can see, this is simmering pretty nicely. I love using my gas stove. I don't think I could ever cook on anything else. I am using, the cover does get a little hot, so I'm using these really nice washcloths that were made by a friend of mine, Beth Casey. They've been too nice to use as washing cloths, so I've been using them as pot holders, cover holders. I'm going to take this off, get a little bit of steam there. And I'm just going to set that cover aside. So now comes the last step, and I'm going to be pouring, this is the mixture of all the spices. The tomatoes. So let me get rid of that excess Italian dressing. I'm just going to pour that out as carefully as I can. Alright, so we're going to put those tomatoes in there. And last but not least, this is the fish. So we're going to raise this temperature up, and the nice thing about gas stove is you can see the instant response to that heat going up. I'm going to take my cover, I'm going to put that on. Alright, I want to say that took maybe, catch this real quick, I had to sit here watching it, about 2 or 3 minutes on 3/4 high setting to start boiling. I've set it down to 2 on the stove itself with a very low flame. You can see that still is simmering pretty nicely. I'm going to take this off here. Let's just put a little bit. So there's my celery, my tomatoes, my fish. I can tell you it smells really good. So the big test is now is how does it taste? I'm just going to try a little bit of the fish by itself. Alright, that came out really good. I'm pretty happy with that. Add some celery, a little piece of tomato. Thank you for watching this episode of Mark in Maine. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. Comments are welcome feedback. That way I know that you're enjoying the videos. I hope you found it entertaining, educational, one or the other. And again, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss out on any future videos.